Hello, Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from Kirtland, Ohio, and this is where a lot of the Joseph Smith shenanigans has started. A lot of you don't know, but his sweet little wife that carried a teddy bear into the wedding was discovered here by Joseph Smith when she was 12. He's indicated to authorities of his own church, if you want to call it that, that he had the hots for Helel Mae KImble when she was 12, and then when she turned 14, he decided that's old enough for a wife right there, so he took her as the wife. What the parents were thinking, I don't know. I think the parents are more at fault, frankly, than perhaps Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith wanted Heber C. Kimball's wife, and they begged him not to take his wife, but they threw their child under the bus and gave him to Joseph Smith. Well, anyway, down below, take a look. I have a link, and it's Joseph Smith's song. He wrote it. He changed some words on it. Rather than, you must have driven the little boys wild, he wrote the old men wild. And there's a few more lyrics that have been changed. But the LDS Church cleansed, as they always do, and whitewashed his original theme song. They sang this at conference 4 or 5 times, and the young girls came up wanting autographs from Joseph, and he just kept choosing his harem. Anyway, I told this joke yesterday, I think. What goes into 14 2 times? What goes into 14 2 times? Joseph Smith. That's funny. If you don't think that's funny, you need to get out of here. Now, let me leave you with one thought about a cult. Oh, I have an itchy nose today. A cult has to have an enemy. It's them and it's us. It's them and it's us. There's no gray area in a cult. You're either with us or you're against us. The army of God is marching forth, and it's going to trample right over your ass. Well, here's the problem with these essays that have come out now that the Mormon Church, I don't think anybody's running the Mormon Church right now. I think it's lawyers, accountants, PR men, it's just, nobody's running this church. They're just stepping all over each other. And they're making it worse and worse. Every time they clean it up, they do it with a bulldozer. So, anyway, there's no one to blame. Usually the Mormons are always able to say, oh, it's the Jews. Oh, it's the Catholics that hate us. It's the apostates and the ex-Mormons. They can't leave us alone. They can leave the church, but they can't leave us alone. We don't have to leave you alone. We don't have to. You wouldn't leave us alone. You still knock on our damn doors. We're not going to leave you alone, and we're going to vote against you, and pretty soon you're going to be a small population in Utah, and this state will be hot. It'll be a wonderful state to live in. So if you don't like it, move the hell out. Anyway, they have no one to criticize. And so when these essays come down saying that polygamy, Joseph had 40 wives and teenage daughters, 14-year-old girls he married, not teenage daughters, wives, and that the book of Abraham is a joke, and that basically garments don't protect you from anything. I knew that from the beginning, but now the Mormon Church says it, and all the apostates knew all this stuff, and now the church has confirmed it. Who the hell do the regular Mormons that are still active in that religion, cult, who do they blame? Oh, it's them and it's us. Oh, it's the first presidency. They know better than to send that out. It was sent out by the attorneys. Now, they're being imploded. They're being attacked from within. That is much more damaging than being attacked from without. You know who your enemy is when they're outside your church cult. But when they're inside, who the hell do you criticize? Who the hell do you blame? So anyway, it's comical. And I have said a couple of times, I said on my Pope interview, no, the Pope didn't interview me. my Pope video show. That's what the old man needs to say. The Pope, I've turned down 4 or 5 times. He's wanted to interview me. I hell no. I don't go for the Catholics, the Baptists, anyway. I'm an atheist. Leave me alone. But I said that the Mormon Church is like a beat-up puppy, and you don't kick a puppy when it's down. I have some belief in that. I'm still going to report the facts. I'm still going to report the shenanigans. But I'm sad. I wanted it to be true. God, with my whole heart and soul, I wanted Mormonism to be true. And what a devastating disappointment when I found that it wasn't. Devastating. So, no enemies. They have no one to complain to except themselves, and they're like a wounded puppy on the ground, and I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the average Mormon who really wanted it to be true, who really defended like I did, and who really worked like I did, and really paid their tithing like I did. We wanted it to be true with all of our hearts. Now, who do you blame? And some people have written to me and said they're humiliated and embarrassed that they let this cult overcome them and make them believe. Don't be. I was raised in the church, and you were probably raised in the church. It's all we knew. It's all we knew. And, you know, they're good. They're very good. They're one of the best cults the world has ever seen. Their numbers are going to shrink down to, 3,000 here in the next year and a half, 2 years. But they're still going to exist because they're multi-billion, and most of the people that are going to stay in the Mormon Church are profiting. They're plumbers, electricians, they build temples, they build roadways. There's still a lot of the good old boy system in here in Utah, and in Kangaroo City too. We have some Mormons down there that, they sell kangaroos. It's against the law down here to do that. But anyway, take a look. You'll have health in the navel, marrow in the bones. Strength and holiness and sanctity, power and priesthood be upon you and upon your posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Here is the bard, pay, lay, and ail me. O God, hear the words of my mouth. Don't slit my throat, please, Danites. Don't slit my stomach, Danites. And if you want to have fun and punish your children, go to the bard store and buy yourself something. You can get a magnet now and put it up by Monson on the refrigerator. I think that's cool. And a mouse pad. I need a mouse pad. And I'm thinking I might buy a mouse pad too. But we did get the hat. And, oh God, Allison scarfed it away for me. Hot hands Allison. She's at school right now with the hat. And her friends think she's really, really cool. She's in 6th grade. Next year, she won't wear that hat for $1 million. I love kids. I love their development and the way they say, no, Dad's going to the curb. I don't wear bard hats. So anyway, this bard's gone.